David Lodge, I'm Chief Executive of Greater Morpeth Development Trust. Basically we're a small trust of 3 people employed there, supported by a board of volunteers and volunteer members. We've been in the town for about 15 years and we're structured in such a way that we try and do regeneration work, we do arts and culture work, environmental work, and generally try and make Morpeth a better place to live and work.
Now, your first big project was actually the town hall, wasn't it? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, 2008 we redeveloped the town hall, major community building. It was done in 2 phases. I think, you know, it was Vanbrugh building. We had really good architects with Curtis Snapper, and basically restored a graded building into something which was fit for the community. And, you know, sort of 12 years on, it's still in very good condition and well used.
And then you moved on to the station. What made you tackle the station?
Fundamentally, the Trust hasn't got any direct funding. Therefore, what we've got to do is generate projects to survive, in effect. The station had been derelict for over a decade. One of the directors suggested we should try and see what we could do with it. So we engaged with Northern Rail and Network Rail to see if they were up for the challenge of us trying to raise some money to redevelop it. That was 7 years ago. Initially we thought the scheme might cost around about 600,000. When we got to feasibility stage it looked like it was going to cost 1.6 million. And then the final product is, I think, a much improved product with some enhancements, came in at 2.3 million. And I think we've got a station which is a major gateway now for the town that everybody will be proud of. And everybody that's worked on the project has worked as a partnership and achieved, I think, quite a lot.
There's still quite a bit of work for you to tackle at the station. It's not all over today with the opening ceremony.
We're very pleasantly surprised the position we find ourselves in. To get funding these days, you've got to make sure that the project has got a sustainable future. Therefore, to make the station work, we created 7 offices, which was classed as an enterprise centre, and also introduced a cafe and a taxi office, which is the Caboose. And I can say as of today, we have everything let apart from 1 office, which is absolutely phenomenal, especially in the current economic climate with COVID.
Yes, how difficult has it been for you to complete the project given the restrictions of the pandemic?
I think that the project was nearing completion at the end of February. When lockdown and everything else started, it delayed the practical completion of it, which actually occurred at the end of May. Basically, we had an opening today because we just wanted to let things pan out so we could get as many people here as possible. But, you know, you can only wait for so long. We want to get the ticket office reopened and get the customers and passengers using the station.
And what sort of reactions have you heard from the travelling public, people that you've seen at the station over recent weeks?
Most people always want to know what's going on and have got an opinion in terms of how well you're doing. I think there's been frustrations because it's taken so long. The reality is it hasn't been a delay that's been caused by us. I think everybody that's been looking in through the windows, we've tried to communicate, give regular press releases so everybody's aware what is going to be delivered, and the general feeling is everybody's excited.
And what other works is the Trust involved with?
I think that the major sort of capital scheme at the minute is we're supporting the redevelopment of Crystal Peel Tower. It was a building at risk. Again, it was funded by Heritage Lottery, around about £800,000 project, and that's come to fruition and it'll be completed towards the end of October. It was due to be finished in July, but again we're having to work in a COVID safe way, which has extended the period. But again, I think everybody will be really impressed with what's been achieved there.
But today is just a day for a celebration.
It's a day for a sigh and a relaxation, and yeah, I think, you know, when you hear what the funders have said today, it gives me a lot of pleasure that it's recognised about the hard work, the partnership work, but the reality is it couldn't have been achieved without everybody doing what they had to do.
Hi, I'm Andy Savage and I'm the Executive Director of the Railway Heritage Trust, and I'm delighted to be here in Morpeth today and to have unveiled the plaque and opened the restored station. It's been an interesting and at times quite bumpy ride to get to where we are. I was first involved in the station back in 2012 when I was introduced to David Lodge and Doug Phillips from the Greater Morpeth Development Trust, and they showed me the work that they'd done on the town hall, and I was so pleased with that I said then I would support them restoring the station. We've put nearly £500,000 into this project, and it's cost well over £2 million to do the whole thing. And a load of other companies and groups have put money in. The National Heritage Lottery Fund, Northumberland Council, Network Rail, and many other groups as well. And I'm delighted that they've all done that. As I say, it's been a bumpy ride. There was one occasion when the whole job was nearly lost, and it actually took a personal intervention by the chairman of Network Rail to one of the other funders to assure them that Network Rail was committed to the project and would deliver to a reasonable timescale. So now we have the station building completed and restored, and I'm delighted that Network Rail are also going to restore the canopies, and we're giving them a grant of £150,000 to paint the canopies in the same colours as the rest of the station, and also to replace some modern steel columns with original design cast iron ones, so that the whole station will be back to the prime conditions it was when it was originally built back in the 1840s. There are a lot of stations across the network that are not fully used, and part of our job is to get those stations used where we can. But in terms of stations designed by Benjamin Green, this one is unique. It's the only Benjamin Green station that's left in operational use, and we've been delighted to bring it back, and particularly to reopen the portico in the main entrance, and to put the chimneys back, which British Railways had removed many years ago. And the crowning glory of the station is seeing these great tall chimneys back on top of it again.
Hi, I'm David Bourne, I'm the Mayor of Morpeth. I'm delighted to be here at Morpeth train station for the grand reopening of the old station building, which has been completely restored in a very sympathetic and beautiful manner. It's been a long project undertaken by the Greater Morpeth Development Trust and other partners, and today we get to see the results of all this hard work. Over 7 years of planning, fundraising and hard work and design have paid off today to actually be here to see the building brought back to its original splendour.
And what do you think it means for the travelling public of Morpeth?
Well, I think it's important that this station has been restored because it is the gateway to the Morpeth. In fact, it's the gateway to wider Northumberland for those visiting by rail. This is one of the primary stations on the East Coast Main Line, and it's the first thing people see when they get off the train. And I think Morpeth is such a beautiful town that's been let down in the past by the state of the building, and the fact that it's now restored to this gorgeous condition means that people will get a great view of Morpeth when they disembark from the train, and hopefully this will set the scene for a really enjoyable visit to our area.